Hello, one. Hello, all. Welcome to the March 8th through 10th edition of Show Business. You may notice a little bit of a difference. The show format is being changed, altered, if you will. From now on, we will have two different shows. The OG show, which is what you're watching now, which is going to focus mostly on the scores, the math, the business itself, and the after show, which should take place relatively soon after this episode, will focus more on our thoughts, our opinions, general banter as related to the weekend that was, or movie news in general. Our lineup will be different for each episode. This is what you're looking at for this episode. It is myself, Lindsey, and Dino. And as for Show Business After Hours, it'll be myself, Dino, and Peter. That's not to say that somewhere down the road that Lindsey won't be a part of the after show, or Peter won't be a part of this show. This is just the new format as we're trying it. And again, that's not to say that we might not have guests either way down the future either. It's just we're going this way, 3 and 3. Imagine this as the tighter episode and the later episode as the more free form. A lot less political cursing stories, so to speak. Last week, the message was loud and clear. So we'll focus more on the facts here and a little bit more on the attitudes later. As always, I am CP of Willis Greedia. How are you?
And I am Dino of the Late Late Horror Show.
I'm Lindsey. Sorry. Timing's already off, guys. I'm Lindsey of My 2 Cents of Nonsense, and I'm sick.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Feel better.
Is it Captain Marvelitis that you caught there?
It's your mominitis.
You really should get yourself checked, because that can get messy.
You need some kind of antibiotic, so that's
all. So this is a rarity. Even if it were the original group as 4 of us, this is the first time in a very long time that all of us have seen the new release for the weekend. Dino, you did your help to Captain Marvel and that giant number.
Yeah, I did.
So without further ado, Captain Marvel just knocked it out of the park with 153 million.
Oh yeah,
overshooting lots of predictions, and so other than that, everything from last week just moved down one. Captain Marvel was in first. How to Train Your Dragon was in second. Medea's Funeral was in third. Lego in fourth, and Alita in fifth.
No, Alita in fourth and Lego in fifth.
See, I have Lystexia. That's Alita in fourth and Lego in fifth.
What was that you have?
Lystexia.
Oh, good for you. I mean, oh yeah.
Yeah, I see numbers in paper.
Oh, geez, guys in the chat, someone is watching us in 4K.
Holy Moses, who's that?
I am terrified of what I have to look like in 4K.
Okay.
I don't think there's a single one of us that is good for 4K.
Enjoy it, Felix. Anyways, yeah, and that's the YouTube chat that's live on YouTube. We go live every 9 p.m. every Monday night. Yeah.
We do. Good cleanup, Dino.
On Willie Screedia, 9 p.m. Monday nights on YouTube. Or if you want to listen to us while you drive to work or work out or something, the Show Business podcast is on major podcast networks.
We've already jumped up to like top of the charts for iTunes and Show Business and stuff. So you guys, you're missing out if you're not listening while you're going to work. So
sure,
subscribe.
Sure, go us.
So all right, no more dilly-dallying.
Okay.
Dino, you saw something fresh.
I did.
Saw something you were cursing about. What did you think of Captain Marvel?
Yeah, I guess I really did curse about this movie, and I seemed a little pissed off, but I really wasn't. I was like just pushing the boundaries a little bit when before I saw the movie.
Pushing buttons.
But I think I'm in the majority here with what everybody else thinks. Maybe not Lindsey, but we'll see. I thought the movie again, I don't go see very many movies, and I could preface this with I've seen 2 superhero movies this weekend, and the first one was Aquaman, which all I'll say is I thought it was a very silly movie.
You're talking about Aquaman.
Aquaman, isn't that what I said?
Yeah, but we're talking about Captain Marvel.
Right. I'm just saying.
To say how much you enjoy this movie? You just want to talk about Aquaman?
No, I'm not going to talk about it. I just prefaced it with saying that was the first one I seen, and it was silly. Mm-hmm. Going to Captain Marvel, very, very, especially with all of the hype behind the negative comments and everything that was stirred up amongst, with Brie Larson and stuff. It's still, push that aside. It was a very lackluster, bland. It was simple. There was no visual style to it whatsoever. It was very boring to me. It was very boring. I think Brie Larson herself was, I don't know what was going on there, because we know that she's a good actress, but she really was also very lackluster, and a lot of people have said wooden or just boring, didn't put in the effort, no smiling, no nothing, very straight faced. I saw that in everything. Yeah, I mean, that's my overall take. There's things I liked about it, but we can get to that.
Well, what's your score out of 5 or out of 10? What would you give it?
Oh boy, I would give it a 3 out of 5. I would also give it a C. If I was
3 out of 5 is over
grading
half,
it,
so that's probably B minus.
Okay, well then I might.
3.
Okay, so if I'm going C, I might have to go 2.75.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
I got through the movie, but yeah.
It's interesting. I thought we had 3 different opinions here, but I might be closer to yours, Dino. Linzo.
I quite liked it. I mean, it was above average Marvel superhero fare, but there was a lot of stuff in it. I really liked. I loved Brie Larson with Samuel L. Jackson. I thought they had great chemistry. I actually thought Brie Larson turned in a pretty interesting performance. I thought she was charming. I laughed here and there. I liked Coulson's little scenes. I thought it was hilarious that Lee Pace phoned in his performance in this one.
Yeah, it was a little interesting.
Saw that.
I was utterly convinced the entire movie was not him, and then when the credits rolled and they said it was him, I'm like, oh my god, he sleptwalked through those 2 minutes of screen time.
Well, I mean, you joked about it last week, how he would act like this, so he wasn't that at all.
Yeah, no, to have him basically go from I will cure it to oh, we will come back for her. Like, wow, dude, you did not give a shit about this movie. But if I did have to launch a complaint about this movie, it's the fucking editing. This is a very poorly edited together movie. Like, scene to scene was fine, but moment to moment, all the little things were just off. There was very poor continuity and just really odd choices. Like, some scenes would be over tight to the point where, like, there's just like no breathing room in between anything, so it's just like bam 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 bam, and it's just like, okay, editing guy, calm down. But then there'd be other scenes where they let things breathe for too long, and I'm like, okay, make up your mind. And then there's this fight scene at the end of the movie where it's like, it's the big fight scene, it's her big moment, and they're playing a song over it, which is a little Guardians of the Galaxy, a little cheesy. It was odd choice.
When it was I'm Just a Girl, was that
yeah, I'm Just a Girl moment. Yeah. Which could have been better. I thought it was kind of a fun choice for the song, but like the problem was the fight starts, the music starts, and I'm like, oh, so they're just gonna out of nowhere just start playing this music, and then the first thing she does is punch a guy into a jukebox, and I'm like, wait, Why didn't you start playing the song when she punched the guy into the jukebox?
You know what's
Why
funny?
did she punch the guy into the jukebox if she's not going to play the? What was the point of that?
Yeah. You know what's funny though? Ending. You know what's funny though, Lindsay? The one thing I did enjoy, if I could say something, was them insert. And I know a lot of people disagree with me, but because I've seen some reviews, was the music choices from the '90s that they put in those. Yeah. So I enjoyed that. But anyways, go ahead, Lindsay.
I didn't think the nostalgia, the '90s nostalgia was too over the top. I actually thought it was a, maybe she didn't need to wear a 9 Inch Nails shirt the entire movie.
Yeah.
But other than that, it didn't I thought it was cute when they cut to Radio Shack because that's not really product placement because Radio Shack is dead. That company doesn't exist anymore. Yeah.
There's a scene where a disc loads and it takes a little long and there was a nice little joke about that, and that felt about right to me. Okay. And
they kept using payphones.
Yep.
Multiple times on payphones. I thought that was fun.
Well, should I bring up the payphone thing, or you guys sum up your guys' opinions first?
Go ahead, CP. I middling above average. No, not middling, above average. I liked it.
Out of 5.
Wow. Just for simplicity's sake, is 6 to 7 out of 10 range. So we're not having to
so like
splitting a hair.
So 5?
Yeah, so like I'll go 6 or 7 above average.
It's just a number, Lindsay. I don't know why this is.
This is why I don't do numbers on my reviews.
CP's asking us out of 5, and I'm giving him a grade. You're giving him an out of 10.
It's 47 chickens out of 300 barns.
Right. Much like my original videos, I do things like Casino Royale is like, I don't know, 18 golden eyes out of 7 or something like that. Just a completely pointless thing.
Well, then I think I have the lowest score. Okay. I gave it 2.5 out of 5 on Letterboxd. And the one thing that I was worried about with this movie is kind of what happened. This movie, listen, it made a ton of money. If that inspires people to do whatever, then cool. The movie isn't that good. The movie.
What do you mean by that?
What do you mean?
Inspires people to do.
Listen, if
save that for after hours.
No. I didn't mean anything. Like, if it inspires girls, whatever, cool. That's great. The thing about it to me is it's not great. It's not terrible. In an otherwise, if it were made by Sony, if it were made by New Line, if it were made by insert non-Disney property here, it'd probably be forgettable. But
agreed.
Just kind of pedestrian, not worth all the hype. I think if you're looking for certain things that have bothered you one way or another, you can find it, but it's not incredibly prevalent in the movie. The movie it's bland. That, like, if it suffers from anything, it doesn't do anything too great. The one thing that stuck out to me, Lindsay, was the score. They went back to this bland, unnoticeable score again. Like, there was a point during a fight scene where I was like, wait a minute, what's different about this? And I went out of my way to try to notice the score, and it's just, they had such great scores last year with Black Panther and Avengers, and now they're back to doing the mailing it in.
It's unfortunate. I don't really remember. The only musical cue I remember in the whole thing is when they start playing the Avengers music at the end.
Yeah, they waste Ben Mendelsohn, who I think.
I thought he was fun. Are you kidding me? Like, he's got like the alien makeup on. I thought that was cool.
For a hot minute there,
right,
when they had a chance where he was apparently a bad guy.
Yeah, I know. I was going to say, are we going to spoil certain things? I guess we can. I don't. Is that all right or no?
Not exactly.
Okay.
Let's not spoil it. It's only.
So let's not jump into spoilers just yet.
We're just a business show after all.
Because the twist in the movie kind of irritated me. What you're getting at?
Yeah. No, Ben Mendelsohn, I think, is great as a villain. and they kind of missed an opportunity there. The complaints that I have are unrelated to anything. Brie Larson doesn't emote well.
Nope.
Her eyes don't help her acting very much, and that could be a gripe that maybe I'm noticing. Again, it's nothing that jumps out one way or another. It's just pedestrian. Lindsey, you're making faces. Why don't you go ahead?
I just like, it's interesting that everyone's bringing up her like this emotionless performance that she turns in, when the whole movie is telling her to not be emotion, to hide her emotions, to be a soldier, to hide her emotions and suppress all that. So
but wasn't that
it's like
that was during battle though, Lindsey? When Jude Law and her were fighting in the beginning, he said something about not showing emotion during the battle. I've seen multiple people bring that up too. But
I think with her going back, trying to figure out these memories and stuff like that, and the glimpses she kept getting, she should have been a lot more emotional, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, or just have a moment where she breaks down. All the emotion from that.
She does break down when she had that moment with her friend.
Oh God, Maria. Yeah, that's another thing in this movie, the sisterhood, if you will. If she was trying to do anything to conjure up, I don't want to say the wrong thing again here, but they weren't too strong in that effort either to,
But with her friend, the relationship. With
the whole sisterhood, the woman thing, and more power to women. It's
that for the after show.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead. Yeah, I know. Go ahead.
No, yeah. Well, so it.
Again, it was just what I was meaning by that was again lackluster. Everything about this movie seemed simple. I mean, you could almost take out a few of the action scenes. It was a drama. You know what I mean? Or insert a couple things here, and it was just an action flick. It was all over the place. It was almost like Marvel said, "Hey, let's cut this budget in half and do what we can with what we got." I mean, I don't know. It was just me.
I was shocked to see shaky cam for fight scenes. That.
Oh yeah, but I mean
that shocked me. I mean, it's Marvel. You would think of all films to not cut corners with fight scenes. There was a bunch of like shaky cam fight scenes, and
all the Captain America movies have super shaky camera for the fight scenes.
Really?
At least for anytime Scarlett Johansson's doing anything, you got a million cuts and stuff all over the place.
They're masking.
Well, I don't know, but I mean, just when was the last time you watched Civil War? Or not Civil War, Winter Soldier. Like, there's super the first time I saw that movie, I thought I was gonna hate it because that first fight scene on the boat, like the camera's just shaking all over the place, and I didn't like it.
I'll have to go back and watch that. Yeah, it was like, it's not bad. It's inoffensively paint by numbers.
Right.
And I think that bothers people on both sides of an argument. And like I said, if you're looking for one thing or another to be upset or fired up about, you're gonna find it, but it's not really there. I don't like if you're really excited and congratulations, this movie's great. Really, is this what you want? Like, Transformers makes a lot of money and is quite pedestrian. Do you want more like that? And if you hate this movie, is it that bad? Really, is it that bad? A girl saving the world, like really?
I could throw it out there too, though. I mean, Brie Larson, again, a great actress, but was she right for the role? I don't think so. The almighty Captain Marvel, who is, can take over the universe. You beat Thanos, whatever's going to happen in the future here when battles prevail. It's just, she does not seem the type, the character. She just doesn't resonate power, whether it was her emotion or anything else in the film that made me feel that way, I'm not sure, but
I see that shot of her like with her eyes all like glowing and shit like that, doing like the dramatic look up. Like, I thought that was pretty badass
with CGI
for a split second.
Well, yeah, but I mean, and like, what do you mean? Like, so okay, she's like kind of quippy and making like little jokes and like kind of.
I don't have a problem with that.
But so like so where's the I don't know, maybe I'm seeing the disconnect. Like right, she feels like just at home in the Marvel universe. She's lighthearted but also can kick some ass. Like what's the difference between her and I don't know, Spider-Man? Why is she less worthy of being a hero than Tom Holland?
My much more charismatic. Go ahead, CP.
Yeah, my biggest qualm was if you watch the movie and only watch her from the nose up, you can't tell if she's smiling, angry, like her eyes. I mean, Lindsey, you're an actor. You know that you're supposed to project some of your feeling with your eyes, and yeah, there's lots of instances in the movie where it's just like, man, if I wasn't looking at her mouth, I really wouldn't know what's going on with her character right now. The other thing was
I just have to respectfully disagree. I don't know. I was thinking, like, I dug it. Again, she's a soldier. She's been trained to hide things, so she's not like. I don't know.
No. I'm not letting you slide on that, Lindsey, because she forgot. All that training and shit that she was talking about, she forgot. So either she's this.
No, she didn't. No, she had law trained her over 6 years to do it. The entire time that she was doing the Kree thing, it was the Kree that were telling her suppress, 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 suppress. So when we're seeing her now here in the present, she's doing the suppressing thing because she's not in battle when she's just traveling with Nick Fury, but she is in a war zone.
So I guess
she doesn't know this guy. There's a certain level of trust going on. It's
sure. My biggest issue was the most emotion and the most that we got from her character was her younger in flashbacks, and none of them were the actress Brie Larson. There was a bunch of character building, if you will, in her flashbacks, but it wasn't from Brie Larson. The character, there's emotion and getting up when you're knocked down, literally, but I never really felt like that from Brie Larson. And listen, I don't hate the movie. I don't love the movie. Like it's just meh to me. And again,
maybe I just read it as attitude. I don't know. Like she was going for that whole that kind of punk thing with the '90s and the grunge feel and stuff like that with the movies. Okay. And I mean that kind of fits in with aspects of her character, like doing the blowing the hair out of her face at the one moment where she does smile when she's fighting Jude Law and he yells at her to suppress, and when there's the asshole on the motorcycle who's trying to get her to smile and stuff like that, and the way she's messing with the newspaper to trying to communicate annoyance as this guy's just being a jackass to her. I bought into all that as she's kind of a punk rocker style superhero.
See, I just wish there's a third act fight with her and somebody who ends up being a villain, where I wish I'll take it, Lindsey. That's great. I just wish for that climax of that fight that she'd let something out, just like a something, instead of using her fist powers and then saving the day. And then
did she have that at the end where she told the guy, "I don't have to prove anything to you"?
Is that emotion though?
I got some stuff out of that.
You okay. Not me. We can agree to disagree, but you can tell everything from a person's expression. You focus in on that face, you can show power. You can show the almighty Captain America. And every time they showed her, and even just walking around in her uniform, I did not get that feeling of almighty Captain Marvel at all. And again, I'll give her the benefit of the doubt because we have no choice with the upcoming movie this summer. We'll see what they do, if they change things a bit and she emotes a little bit more. But
on the flip side, Dino, and again, this could be speaking to my taste. I'm a little tired of comic movies, and this is pretty paint by numbers as far as Marvel.
Mm-hmm. It's a run-of-the-mill origin story,
right? And my thing with superhero movies up until last year was, there's no real.
Really, that's interesting, CP. He'll come back. Another thing, Lindsey. Oh, there are you there, CP. Go ahead.
There's just no stakes. She becomes Superman, literally, shooing aside
Mm-hmm.
missiles and stuff, and it's just like, I mean, this is cool, this is great and all, but you know, I want more. Again, as much as it sounds like I'm hating a movie, I really don't.
Mhm.
It's just unfortunately, man.
Hey, I know
That's fair.
they're transferring this over to Disney, but at this point in the game, from where we've come from with the beginning of these Marvel movies to now, yes, we should be on a you know, swinging up, not down, and this movie definitely is to me like they just cashed it in and did what they did. I mean, there was, if you talk to like comic book nerds and stuff, even there's so many things that were changed in the movie and things that pissed them off.
Things
and
that
stuff.
needed to be changed.
Mhm.
She's
True.
a complicated
One way or the other. Yeah.
character who's had,
Mhm.
like, I think it was back in like the early 2000s, they complete, or maybe not even, maybe it was just a couple years ago. They completely redid her costume in the comics. And so it was like less revealing and more like, you know, like actual clothing. And the internet reacted with, oh, I guess she's no longer Carol Danvers. Now she's Carol Manvers because she's not showing off her cleavage. I'm not
What?
kidding. I am not kidding. That is an actual thing that happened in the history of the character Captain America with Captain Marvel. Maybe Captain America was
Yeah.
with the male audiences and the internet. That's an actual thing.
Well, I think the comics are being influenced by the movies, the characters in the comics. So those characters in the comics are kind of evolving to get you prepared for what's going to be on the big screen too. I mean, same thing could be said with the Skrulls, who technically, you know, are kind of different in the comics, but you know, that's another.
Honestly, I mean, maybe we should get into spoilers. I saw the twist coming. I saw that because, like,
Ditto.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
And it's not like it was just a poor writing decision to do that, because who the real villain is has been previously established in the franchises. So just by watching the Marvel movies, you know what the twist is going to be.
Right.
Like, you don't even need to think about it. You just look at the players that are on the board and what they've done in the past. It's like, oh, it's this guy.
Can I bring up another thing and just tell me if I'm stupid for thinking this? Because
You're
No, go
stupid
ahead,
for
yeah.
thinking this.
little things like this annoy me. It's like when she came, you know, down onto the planet, crashing blockbusters, whatever. Kind of cool. I'm not sure why she shot the little stand-up paper figure, because she can't distinguish, you know, paper from real people. But anyways, she needed to get a hold of the Kree. Okay, so her first inclination was to go to a payphone. Okay, so somehow, I'm not sure what she had on her body or in her suit that may have helped this, but she did it twice, there and in the facility. Just getting and rewiring the phone itself to get a hold of the Kree, you know, Jude Law's character, whatever his name was, you know,
Jan Goth or something. He had a very dumb name.
Galaxy's
He had
over.
a very dumb name.
Yeah. But Galaxy's over, and you know, she was able to contact this person on a phone. Just by a little rewiring. Not sure how the physics or science behind that works.
So,
Also does it in the facility there, you know, with Nick Fury, but go ahead.
Dino, you're okay with her shooting laser beams out of her arms, but your problem is her being able
Photon blasts.
Photon blast, excuse me. But your gripe is the fact that she uses the phone to call the Galaxy. You're on board with laser blast from the hands. It's come on,
if we're
there's no
talking
way.
superheroes,
Did she dial
I
one
mean-
first before she called them? Because
It's 2 actually for intergalactic.
I'll kind of give you that, but you know, it's a simple thing, but it's a question, you know.
And actually, that was another callback to the 90s that I loved, where they're like, you need to put in a long distance service. I was like, oh, long distance calling services. I remember those.
Yes.
Mad Dog in the chat on our YouTube page says the whole point of the chart was to be emotionless.
I think he means the character.
Okay. The whole point of the character was to be emotionless. Yes, the flashbacks will show character. It's showing who she was. People need to get off this girl's back.
No, I'm not really on her back. We're just having a discussion on what our real thoughts are on the movie. And because it's a Marvel movie and it made $153 million opening weekend, you know, the pedestal's high there. And then all the controversy around it we're allowed to dissect our thoughts on her acting, the movie itself. I mean, that's what we're here to do. So, you know, that's what I think on the whole subject matter. I mean, I'm not pissed. I'm not upset, you know, unless you come back in the after show. But, you know.
To kind of piggyback what you're talking about, Dino, it's you know, if this is what you want, like if this is the best you think you can get from movies, then cool. Like I don't know how else to put it. Like I said before, Transformers makes a ton of money. Not exactly my taste. I'd like a little bit more from certain aspects of my film. My gripe with this isn't talking about the actress. If it were Jennifer Aniston, my thing would be, well, you know, she's not emoting with her eyes. You know, her face doesn't match the emotions that she's giving on screen. And if you want to lean on the fact that it was a thing in the movie about not showing emotion, then great. But at that, the character doesn't have an arc then, because she starts without having emotion and ends without having emotion.
It's fun. Again, like she did have her breakdown moment with her friends. So like and then, you know, at the end of the movie,
remind me what the breakdown was. I'm not saying to test you. I think I don't remember it properly.
It's just the moment where she's like breaking away from the Creed. She's learning that it was them that shot her down and all that stuff. And this, oh god, I guess I just spoiled.
You're already in. Go ahead.
Okay, well, my bad. Spoilers, guys. From this on out, I haven't already spoiled it at all. But yeah, so it's just that moment where, like, you know, the twist happens and the good guys become the bad guys and the bad guys become the good guys, and your best friend is saying like how you're the most powerful person I've ever known, even before you're shooting fire out of your hands and all this stuff. And then like you're still my best friend, and then they both kind of broke down and hugged each other crying. It was kind of a nice little moment. I mean, the best moments in the movie were between Samuel L. Jackson and Brie Larson, because the two of them, again, their chemistry carried me through a lot of the stuff.
Well, I give you that. She was able to smile in the presence of Samuel Jackson and Nick Fury, and I'm not sure what that was all about, but yeah, she seemed to be a whole different kind of character when he was around, and it could have been him just pushing her a little bit too. But yeah. It's also funny that we're talking about this movie and dissecting it the way we are, with everything that came before the movie was even released, which makes it even, you know, more of a fight on both sides for, you know, why you like it, why you hate it. But technically it just really does come down to a movie. And with all of that aside, and, you know, that's, my feelings would still be the same, you know. So
yeah, so what I associated with that scene you're talking about, Lindsey, I thought the best friend was the anchor of that scene as far as emotion is concerned. I'm not discounting what you're saying. I guess I just want a little bit more. Like I said, even if that was it, I would like a little bit more from her character arc. I've seen far worse. I've seen better too. That's all.
Yeah, Supergirl's worse. Yeah, you know.
You say Supergirl's worse?
Yeah, Supergirl's
worse. It's been unfair to lump this in with Supergirl.
Well,
is that the movie where the bad guy's on makeup? No, wait, no, that's Catwoman. Never mind.
Right.
So why don't we get to the numbers?
That's disgusting right now. Go ahead.
Right now, just right now. That's
just
it.
Right now. Yeah.
So if you'd like to hear us talk, I'm pretty sure Dino is going to go off a little bit further, but the show business after hours is where we'll let loose a little bit with opinions. We're trying our best to have two different versions of the show and be more math and infotainment here on this opening hour. But so to the surrounding news and math and everything that was Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel pulled in, I think it was $20.7 million on Thursday showings alone, which is pretty fantastic. 100.
Yeah, no, go ahead. Sorry, that was actually for me. Keep going.
153 million is the her third highest March release, behind only Beauty and the Beast and Batman v Superman. Oddly enough, go figure.
Wow.
That there was something good to it, I guess. That's that silly movie.
Finally.
Don't you ever forget it, damn you. And
actually, I thought it really. Well, just so like when I talk about my big complaint with Mr. Captain Marvel, I'm talking about the moment to moment editing, not the scene to scene. Like Batman v Superman has bad scene to scene because there's like no establishing shots. You go from the Daily Planet to Superman on a mountain, and it's like
establishing shots. Very good, Lindsey. Explain what an establishing shot is for somebody who doesn't know what you're talking about.
So when you're switching locations, sometimes it's nice to show something from the outside, or just some way before you hop into the scene itself, just show something that communicates to the audience. Okay, we're not in the other location anymore. Now we're in a new location.
Yeah, sitcoms
just a transition.
Sitcoms notoriously would do this with showing you an exterior shot of the house before the scene starts.
Exactly. Yes.
So go ahead.
Thank you, CP. But then like bad moment-to-moment editing is like, like the continuity, like how where something was in the frame before versus where it is now, or just, where things are positioned in, or just like it gets really complex, but it's really comes down to like the transitions and just, the how a scene flows. So that's the type of stuff. I'm sick. Ignore me.
Scene management.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah. All that damn NyQuil is making Lindsey dopey.
I guess, yeah, maybe. I apologize, guys.
No apology.
So again, as neutrally reporting as possible. There's English for you, by the way. The Rotten Tomatoes score. The Rotten Tomatoes score opened at like 87, I think, and has slowly descended. As we speak, it is at 79. With an audience score of 59, which is the lowest in the 21 film MCU catalog as far as Rotten Tomatoes is concerned. Not for anybody who puts that much weight into Rotten Tomatoes. I know there are a bunch, so there's that. The interesting thing, 59 audience score is the lowest by 11 points, and the next closest movie in the MCU audience score is 2008's The Incredible Hulk.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
Which has a 67 critic score.
Is this with them deleting all of the negative reviews?
So
that's the interesting controversy.
All of the reviews. I think they just kind of deleted like the most toxic ones, the ones that, right? Wasn't that what it was? The ones that are just.
So I saw multiple reports where there were certain periods where there was either no score for the audience, and this was as late as Saturday, and by that point people have seen it. So I don't know. What the algorithm is behind hiding people's want to see or reviews or however the audience score works. But it was empty for a little bit. Then apparently there was one portion where it was as low as 30 something, and then it went back to being empty again. But now here we stand at 58. Did I say 59?
59.
59.
Based on 50,102
reviews.
Yes. Which, no, it's just fascinating the way people are responding to this.
No, that's it exactly. I mean, that's why people are trolling and hitting all these websites and stuff like that. I mean, hey. When you come out and say things, it's going to spur all this on. So, good or bad, it made $153 million this week. Whether the drop-off is 50% or better or worse, we will see this coming weekend coming up, right?
That's the real test for the movie because, there's 3 movies. Listen, I'm not going to try to pretend that any one of those 3 releases that's coming out this weekend is remotely a threat for anything, let alone a second weekend of a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, it's gonna be. It'll almost be adorable.
Yeah, I mean, even if Captain Marvel were to have a disastrous
80% drop.
Yeah, I was gonna say drop to like $40 million. I still think it's just fine for first place.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty much.
Agreed.
I actually almost want to see that.
What, drop to 40 million?
Wow.
Or just so like the other people, just so the people on the internet can then start all their think pieces about how Captain Marvel bombs horribly second weekend. People don't want politics in Marvel movies.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the thing that one side should be quiet right now. I at the very least 153 million. It was a success. People did not go see it.
That boycott was so effective.
Right, exactly.
Well, if anything, again, I think the negative stuff brought people to see it no matter what. I mean, hey, we got to go see this movie, so.
That's right. I did some homework.
Ooh.
You
right.
guys remember? So like, of the last year or so, they like, certain brands have gone political, and like the internet has responded by smashing their stuff and posting the videos on YouTube and all that stuff. Would you like to know how much value Nike gained after like the whole Jordan Peterson thing? Not Jordan Peterson.
Jordan Peterson.
Yeah, that's someone else
Kaepernick?
entirely. Colin Kaepernick.
Oh, okay.
Never compare those two people again ever. That was weird. Well, anyway, so Nike's value as a company went up $6 billion in the wake of everyone burning their Nikes to punish Nike.
Mm-hmm.
So,
negative
go ahead and
publicity,
boycott.
yeah.
Exactly, guys. Like, you're literally doing the opposite of what you want.
It's like people putting dislikes on this video here. You're adding to my AdSense, and I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I see that, but yeah. Anyways, yeah. Either way, I think the second wave is going to come after this next weekend, because I mean, I do see a big drop off here, maybe even record-breaking drop off. I could be wrong, but
what? Do we have the record of what a drop off, like what the record drop off is?
That's a good Google. That's a bingo.
We should have
60%.
Yeah.
So I remember last week I compared it. It to me it felt like Ghostbusters 2016, which by the way, numbers alone say it's not. It's so much bigger and not even it's hard to compare the two, but I'm going to anyway. So Ghostbusters 2016 opened to $46 million in opening
second place.
In second place, right? It didn't even win the weekend.
Behind Secret Life of Pets. Second.
Yeah, it was Pets' second weekend, right? It wasn't even opening weekend for Pets. So in its second weekend, it dropped to 21 million, which is well over half. So that was my gauge. So half of 153. Expect Captain Marvel to put in like 70 million or so.
Oh yeah.
Lindsey, have you found the
these numbers are fascinating.
Yeah, I guess I'm not saying overall. Maybe in the Marvel universe, record-breaking drop-off, but
he's already looking at one. Don't let him get one step first.
I'll look up that in a minute.
Okay.
Okay, so guess what the highest percentage drop-off ever is.
Well, what's the criteria? How much did it have to make? Because you could have a movie that made $5 million and next weekend makes like 50,000.
So it's a movie called Collide from 2017 that made 1.5 million this opening weekend.
Oh God. Okay. Yeah.
What's his percent drop off for weekend 2?
92.
88.
Holy hell.
No, 88.5 if we're being specific.
Yeah. Well, see that
that stuff probably happens all the time with the
could be popping it. Smaller flicks popping.
Geely is number 7 with an 81.9% fall off. And my favorite movie of the year, Replicas, is number 9.
Wow.
With an 81.5% fall off from 2.3 million to 439,000.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty bad for Keanu Reeves, man. But
a lot of these are really old movies too, which is funny.
Yeah.
Because a couple from 2017 and then one from this year.
Any blockbusters stick out in the list?
Yeah, the Friday the 13th. Where was that? Friday the 2009. No, Friday the 13th, 2009. 80.4% drop off.
No.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
From 40 million down to just shy of 8 million.
Oh, you stabbed me in the stomach there. That's not fair.
That's Jason for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
So
good one, Dino.
80.8% is what you said?
88.5 is the all-time.
88.5, but that's not Friday the 13th. That's 1.5 million or whatever the fuck.
Oh, yeah, no, Friday the 13th was 80.4.
So...
Jeez, still, yeah.
Math, 80.4 drop off with 153.
153 million divided by 80.3. It's still going to win the weekend. I'm sorry, guys. I hate to...
Oh, yeah. Without a doubt. I mean, jeez. They're giving this movie some breathing room is what they're doing.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Because, they got to suck up every cent. But...
Wait, how does math work again?
John Wick 3 comes out in the summer. For those of you in the chat who are asking, I don't have an exact date. I want to say it was like May, June, July, August, September.
Yeah, Keanu Reeves will go from replicas to John Wick. So there you go.
Replicas. I forgot about that.
We talked about that. That was just a quick come and go, man. It was that bad. But anyways. While
Lindsey does that, there's a
forgetting how to do math. Just give me a minute.
Yes. No, figure it out.
Captain Marvel, there's a 21-point difference. There's a 21-point difference between the critic score and the audience score. Ant-Man and Wasp, 11 points. Avengers: Infinity War actually goes up. There's a 6-point increase. Black Panther goes down by 18. Thor Ragnarok, interesting, only goes down by 4. That is quite interesting.
Huh.
Spider-Man: Homecoming only goes down by 4. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, the audience liked it 4 percentage points more. Doctor Strange, 3 percentage points lower.
Interesting.
Civil War, 2 points lower. Ant-Man, 4 points higher. Avengers: Age of Ultron, 8 points higher. Guardians of the Galaxy, 1 point higher. Captain America: Winter Soldier, 2 points higher. Thor: The Dark World, 9 points higher.
Wait, because I was doing math. What are these points for? Remind me.
I'm going critic score and audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. So the what is it? 11. Yeah,
21-point split on
the 21-point split on Captain Marvel is the biggest. And again, who's to say how much of that is influenced by poopy pants naysayers? But
true.
Ooh, yeah, so I looked at the Ghostbusters real quick. It's a 24-point split. So it's almost as bad as Ghostbusters, but not as bad. 74-50.
Okay.
And by the way, so if Captain Marvel will need to make about 20 million next weekend in order to have an 88% drop off.
Wow.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Holy crap! Yeah, that ain't happening. But
it's still pretty good. I'm telling you, I don't. Even if it
would still come in first place this weekend.
Yeah.
And then 88% less than what it made this weekend.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Did you see the Marvel movies? Like what the biggest drop off for a Marvel
I have
movie
not looked that up. That is yes, Dino. I want to look that up.
I mean, you put some numbers here, CP. Black Panther, it looks like it went 202 to 112.
Yes, that was opening weekend to the following weekend.
Okay.
That was the drop off.
And Wonder Woman 103 to 58. So I mean, we're not talking. We're talking maybe 50 something percent. So
You could expect it to be around 80 million this weekend.
80 million sounds like a healthy guess, honestly, because it's 50 to 60 is like the average. So yeah, that would put it around the 80s.
Right. 80, 75, 80, whatever.
Okay, so I can't find one specifically from Marvel, but here's superheroes. Wait, where did that go? Wait, no, this is just, damn it. Sorry, the article was was mislabeled. So here, I got a Forbes thing, but that's all just like all superheroes. There's not even a Marvel movie of relevance on that list in the top 8. So, dang, this is something that's actually maybe worth looking into.
Yeah, if it's too deep, like down in the list, I mean, it tells you that.
You know what,
yeah.
Lindsey, why don't you put a pin in it, because we're getting pretty close to the hour.
Okay.
We'll have that be for next week, because next week it'll be the second weekend, so we can have numbers to compare it to. Dino, why don't
that's
you?
so beautiful. I love it.
It all fits. Dino, what news you got for us this week?
Oh, I guess they're in. I mean, if you want to bring it up, they're in talks. I think it's kind of just a rumor type thing.
Are you just making this up? Well,
No.
I think that this is going to happen.
Okay, well, Bohemian Rhapsody 2 is being heavily discussed. Let's just put it that way. And it would take.
Oh my God, I did hear about that. Yeah.
It would take place Live Aid on. Okay, which, I mean, I'm not sure that where are they getting the permission to even go? Because that was the most private part of his life, those last 6 years there. So, I don't know, man. I can't see them doing that. So, again, it's just rumors, talks.
It is strange because the movie ends on a high note. So what you're essentially going to do is make a movie about the dreary years. Yeah.
That sounds like a great time at the movie theaters.
Yeah, Schindler's List in Queen format. Like, I don't. Why?
You know what I want this movie to be?
Oh?
The Queen version of Yellow Submarine. But it's, instead of being about the Yellow Submarine album, it's about the Flash Gordon soundtrack. So it's like an animated version of the Queen characters going through some weird Flash Gordon stuff. As they're making the soundtrack to Flash Gordon, like. That's never what it'll be, but that's what I want it to be.
Well, they want, Rami Malek did such a great job. I think that's what spurred on the talk. And then, not to mention, money and everything else. But, I mean, Queen's on tour right now with Adam Lambert. They're not hurting.
Oh, yeah.
They're not hurting. Right. So, why they would, go ahead, again, this is what happens in Hollywood. Something becomes big, and they want to. Yeah, I think it's the highest grossing in its genre, so that they've got that going for them. But
wow, wait, is it the highest grossing music doc or not music doc, music drama?
I believe so. I believe that's what a couple articles said.
I'm looking it up.
Okay, yeah, look it up. See if they're wrong.
Kyle Stanton in the YouTube chat. Thank you, $2. He asks, "Will Bryan Singer direct it?" I don't think so.
Yikes.
Hey man, X-Men 2 is one of the best sequels ever. So who knows?
It sure is. I mean, if you're watching the news at all lately, you're learning quickly. And with some significant force, whether or not you separate the artist from the man, because it's you're getting tested out there with all the singers now. A lot of singers getting stuff. So I don't. Bryan Singer, they in
music
case
buyouts. That's the right word. Come on, Lindsey. Go ahead though.
In case you weren't watching the Oscars, Bryan Singer's name was not even mentioned for a movie that won the most Oscars that night. So that should tell you all you need to know about Bryan Singer.
Yep.
Holy crap, Bohemian Rhapsody is the highest grossing of all time.
Okay. Really?
Yeah, that's what
215 million. Straight Outta Compton used to be with 161.
I like Straight Outta Compton better. That's not fair.
No, dude, I agree. Straight Outta Compton was just a good movie, but it's also a better movie. But then Walk the Line is in third place with 120.
Ah, okay.
I can only imagine the Christian one at 83. That's a little.
Huh.
Well, what are you gonna do? But then Then it gets a little more obscure after that. But yeah.
Well, then we could talk about the mix with the Elton John movie that's coming up. So there's that too. But
I'm excited. I haven't seen the full trailer yet. Yeah. I'm excited though.
Looks good.
I'm very excited.
Looks good.
I just love what's his face from Kingsman.
Taron Egerton.
Yeah, Taron Egerton. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
Great name and great actor.
The second trailer. Oh, that's what I wanted to talk about. Do you know what trailers you got before Captain Marvel?
I didn't. I got there. I got into the theater super late. The Lion King trailer was playing. I was like, I need to pee, so I went and peed, and I came back, and I caught the Frozen 2 trailer. So I saw the Frozen 2.
There was that. Yeah.
So the trailer block I had was Long Shot, which that's Charlize Theron as a political Secretary of State person.
Would you like to be president? Yes.
And she falls for Seth Rogen and.
That to happen. Yeah, I could see that.
Jokes about the frumpy guy are prevalent there.
Love it.
A Hobbs and Shaw trailer, like a full-length one. I haven't seen a full-length one up until now.
It looks okay. I'm interested.
Yeah, looks all right. Dark Phoenix.
Oh God.
A trailer for that. Cross your fingers, folks.
Oh, so actually, there another thing because I'm the one that liked Captain Marvel the most. I just to be fair,
right.
Lee Pace's makeup was way too mystique-y from the Dark Phoenix trailer for me. I'm like, wow! Not only is he phoning it in, they just spray painted him blue and just put him on camera.
Yeah. I don't know where they were cutting corners in places, and I guess that was it.
That was the other reason why I didn't think it was Lee Pace, because he just didn't look like. But it was just
If Dark Phoenix fails, is that movie officially enough of a female-led movie that this? I'm asking objectively. Is that like a troll-worty thing?
I mean, I'll be trolling the shit out of that movie. I'm telling, because it's going to be bad. And also, just for the record, Marvel should have made Captain Marvel 8 years ago. Yeah. The fact that it took them this long to make a female-led movie is just pathetic.
Mm-hmm. So Rocket Man, the newer trailer was there. I'm a little skeptical after seeing the new Rocket Man trailer. The Hustle.
Oh, are you talking about Kim Jong-un? Okay, keep going.
The Hustle, which is the Dirty Rotten Scoundrels sex reversal remake.
Yikes.
With Anne Hathaway. The Spider-Man in Europe, which looks...
not so Spider-Man.
I don't know how I feel about that. Detective Pikachu, I know nothing about that TV show, cartoon, game, any of that stuff. Looks fun. Looks like
I did not want to be excited for this movie, but I'm getting excited for this movie.
Yeah,
I shouldn't be, but I am. It's gonna hurt me. I know it is. It's gonna rip my heart out, but I'm excited.
Sure.
It might not, Lindsey. It might not.
Yeah.
And of course,
fingers crossed.
Yep.
Frozen 2, which was barely anything.
Yeah.
It was more of a there was no dialogue, no nothing, just her
turning water to ice,
which is weird. Yeah. I like the idea of her trying to be on an island and she has to escape and she's trying to use her ice powers. Like that sounds like it could lead to some interesting stuff. But the fact that we literally got no story, no character, no dialogue, like we can't even confirm that the voice actors are back by just watching the trailer. Like where's the song? Where's the hint of some music? Cool visuals, interesting idea. What's the story?
Wait for the next real trailer. That's the way we're going.
I guess.
The last trailer I got was Dumbo, which another movie that I don't have any faith in that movie whatsoever. Oh, John Kyle Stanton, thank you, $5 super chat in the YouTube page. How did you feel about how the Avengers got their name? I don't have a problem with it. I really don't.
It was cheesy, but it's a prequel. That's how you prequel.
Yeah.
And that's not how you should prequel, but that's how modern prequeling is. Look at the Star Wars stuff, look at Solo, look at Rogue One. Like, this is how you prequel in the modern era. It's just how it goes. It's how it is.
Yeah, it was all right.
Yeah. If I were to have a problem, and I'm using the word problem loosely, the how Samuel L. Jackson gets his eye is a little wince-worthy.
That was cut that.
I was kind of hoping it would be a little more. I mean, okay, actually, you know what? It did make me laugh. I'll say that. Like after the fact, I was like, oh, maybe that was lame. But in the moment, it did make me laugh, and it kind of tied in. I guess we're in spoilers.
Laughing at or laughing with? Well, we're gonna wrap up in a minute, but yeah.
Okay, so we're in spoilers. I was amused because, like, you know, it's always like in the back of my head, been like, oh, how did Nick Fury lose his eye? How did Nick Fury lose his eye? And now it's a cat got temperamental for a minute because that's what cats do.
Well, real quick, do they ever show Goose again in any of the past Marvel movies? They do?
Oh, no.
The past Marvel, I don't think so.
Okay.
No. I mean, Goose is probably. I mean, depending on what the life thing of a whatever the fuck is.
True, gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And Luke in the chat, he definitely did call it.
He did.
Good job, Luke. Yeah.
Luke did call that the eye would be from the cat. So, some plot hole stuff with the Eye of Thundera. What is that blue thing called?
Oh, the Tesseract.
The Tesseract. See how much
Eye of Thundera? What were you even trying?
The Eye of Thundera. That's
been there from the beginning.
Oh.
Yeah. So a little plot hole, a little Friday the 13th with how they're explaining that, because shouldn't it be under the water from Captain America?
He was looking for Captain America. Did he not?
And then how did he lose?
It's all over the place.
It doesn't matter.
Irrelevant.
It is a plot, but it doesn't matter. But it is a plot hole. Yeah.
Irrelevant. So the weekend that's coming up.
I don't even know what's coming. Fuck or frick.
We got a big old kid movie.
There's your
big old kid
PG-13. You did, not me. Go figure.
Big old family movie, Wonder Park.
That makes me cringe.
We got a heart-wrenching 5 Feet Apart.
5 Feet Apart, which is this year's dying teenagers who fall in love movie.
Yeah.
Well, what was that?
Oh yeah, they can't get near each other or something, right?
Yeah. Don't we get one of those every year?
Pretty much, like usually based on Nicholas Sparks movie or feel like a Nicholas Sparks.
Cystic fibrosis, and you can't get within so many feet.
Makes it that much more romantic because they're only supposed to be 6 feet apart, and they said, God damn it, they're going to be 1 whole foot closer because damn this disease of ours. Enjoy yourselves, you 16-year-old you.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then rounding it out. Oh, what's that?
Captive State is something that I'm actually kind of intrigued.
It's funny, the one that probably will make the least amount, I'm thinking, is the one I'm more anxious to see. Captive State. So,
the Wonder Park thing is just really.
I'm tense with cringe during that trailer every time. I'm like, what is this? Why is this a thing? Why are there zombie monkeys?
It's a weird time to release it too because you're trying to get kids and they're all going to be watching Captain Marvel. Like what is that about?
And they've got to catch up on how to drain it.
Right. Leftovers from Dragon or Lego if you're really late to the party. Any other quick news, Dino, before we wrap up the...
No, that's really the only kind of bigger news that stood out. There's the Suicide Squad thing, but, you know...
Idris Elba.
Yeah.
Not just Idris Elba, because this happened after. So Idris Elba is going to be the new Deadshot, but also Joel Kinnaman will not be returning.
Oh, darn.
There you go.
I know, right? RoboCop is not coming back. Dang.
Oh, how dare you call him RoboCop.
Okay, Bad Bo Cop. How's that?
Bad Bo Cop.
All right, so Lindsey, do you have anything coming up on your channel?
I'm going to try and I've got a funny idea for a Captain Marvel review. We'll see if it becomes something other than just a giggle in my head. But we'll see what happens.
All right, that sounds good. And Dino, we'll see you in approximately 15 minutes or so.
Yep. Everybody stay tuned for the after hours edition of Show Business.
That part is rated R.
Yes, we'll talk dirty there.
And Lindsey's going to tag out, and we're going to get Peter back in.
Sounds like fun.
So for that, this March 11th episode, have a good night, guys.
Take it easy, guys. Thanks for watching.
See ya.